establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for...
We observe a minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, and the time starts now. We mourn our heroes past, we celebrate them. Our heroes living and those that are passed on as we continue to keep the flag above sea level. Ise.
Biafra is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was arrested. Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the Constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better than them. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason properly. I did nothing wrong. Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy instead of me to be upset that I was.
Thank you to everyone, and you're all welcome back. We salute our leaders that are in prison, who have paid the highest, of price for Biafra, and our defense forces who are fighting every day in the homeland to see that our babies, women, and children are not butchered on a daily basis, and that we don't run from our lands. Today, over 200 babies, children, were kidnapped by the Fulani terrorists. It did not happen in Biafra land. It happened in Niger State. We had the news from Niger State and Kwara. Why don't you hear it happening in Biafra land? It is because of the existence of this man on the screen. Because this is the man that saw tomorrow. This is the man that saw today. This is the man that God projected to tell the entire Nigerian people of what is to come after them. We are not battered, we are not perplexed, and our spirits are not down by the pronouncement of imprisonment of our supreme leader by one Nigerian terrorist government. No! Instead, the fire in us is rekindling. It is giving us more strength to understand that what we have been fighting for has been legitimate. Yes. If your spirit has been down since you heard that what Nigeria refused to release our leader, please go and get a cup of whiskey, go and get a cup of NSC, go and get a cup of wine, whether red, white, sparkling, and champagne. Burst it and drink to your happiness because Biafra is here. Yes. Every freedom fighter, every great leader of freedom fighting movement, they have all been called terrorists. Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist. I think I really need to bring that video where our supreme leader himself was telling you, if you're fighting for Biafra independence and you have not been imprisoned, they don't sentence you to life imprisonment. They don't call you a terrorist for life. They don't call you a rebel. Then that means you have not touched the enemies that you are fighting on their blockhouse. The moment one Nigerian terrorist pronounced death sentence to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they were pronouncing death sentence to Biafra independence. The moment they pronounced life imprisonment for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they were pronouncing life imprisonment for Biafra independence, thereby validating Biafra independence, thereby making it a global discourse, thereby making it known to everybody internationally who were not even of the know, for them to get to understand that there is a Biafra independence that is on the table, which many people are not aware of. Yes, because now the US lawmakers now have the boldness to pronounce the Biafra independence leaders' imprisonment inside the very US Congress, where they are discussing and having every deliberations about the decisions of the war. Are you surprised or are you shocked?
Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, we are still in court. They cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic.
Yes, they talk as if they are so moronic because they don't understand what freedom fighting is all about. Our supreme leader was kidnapped in Kenya to stop Biafra. He was not kidnapped in Kenya to make Biafra to go forward. No, it was to stop the Biafra independence. Before somebody spends millions and trillions to go all the way to Kenya to kidnap your leader, you should ask the question, why do they have to spend so much money to go and kidnap our leader all the way in Kenya? You should know that Biafra is very important. You should know that they want to stop Biafra and end it with everything that they have. That is why they were ready to spend any amount of money. Do you understand the point? That is why they were also able to use some of you, many of you Biafrans, yes, to play the role of handing Onyendu out and to play the role of leaking his information and his stay and his whereabouts out to the Nigerian terrorist government. For them to know the day he enter Kenya, the day he will go out, where he will move to and where he will not move to, where he was presumed to have meeting or to meet with people. Some of you played the role also. They had to pay some of you to buy you off so that this can be done. So you need to understand that kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was to stop Biafra independence. But after they did that, they now later projected the Biafra independence to the next level. Yes, our prime minister was here. You all called him all manners of names. And he told you, it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral lands. In Niger State, they are running away. In Kwara State, they are running away. In Zamfara State, they are running away. In Plateau State, they are running away. In Kano, Kaduna, they are running away. Even in Yoruba land, they are running away. But it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral land and handing it over to Boko Haram terrorists. Why? Because of the existence of Biafra Defense Forces. Volunteer army of Biafra who have taken it upon themselves to stand and defend their motherland so that our babies of over 200 will not be kidnapped in their schools, just like they did in Niger and in Kwara State earlier this morning. What do you understand when you went to your phone to check and get a message and then do you hear that, your babies, your children that went to school in the morning, we should drop them off? That Boko Haram terrorists have kidnapped them in their schools after you drop them off. There are parents that have 4 and 5 children in that very school. Boko Haram terrorists have kidnapped them. As we speak now, the ones that were kidnapped in the other school, over 25 before, those ones were not released. The ones that were kidnapped a day before yesterday in another church, those ones were not released. The ones that have been kidnapped today, again, over 200, those ones have not been released. How many numbers are that? The number is going up to 400. Within how many days? Within 72 hours. Within 72 hours. But Biafra independence is the problem of one Nigeria, because they see you as the only one that is blocking the terrorists from coming to kidnap your own babies, women, and children. You're the only one that is blocking them and stopping them on the way. So that is why they had to spend so much money to go to Kenya to kidnap him. If they spend so much money to go to Kenya to kidnap him, did they kidnap him to come and keep him there and be looking your face, or they kidnap him to kill him? Were you not aware that they beat him to stupor for over 10 days and he passed out until God brought back life into him? Then they say, okay, let us drag him to Nigeria. You heard when the media aide of Buhari said, our plan was to eliminate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. But we had a second thought and said, let us just bring him, spare his life and bring him to Nigeria so that Biafra people will see him. Are you getting the point? So it was to eliminate him, and then so that Biafra will now go off. Because some of you believe that without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that you will not have to speak for Biafra. You forgot that he has sacrificed and educated you for years. So they see that when they take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, they will cut off all of you. You will not be able to speak with the boldness for Biafra again. No, it shouldn't be so. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has educated us for years. Now that they have kidnapped him, now that they have locked him up, listen, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for the past 4 years that they kidnapped him and put him in Nigeria, he has been imprisoned. Yes, that has been life imprisonment as well. So there's nothing different. This is what you need to understand. He has been in prison for the past 4 years. So it's still the same thing. So what you need to do for him to see and understand that there are people that are fighting for this cause which he started is for you to uphold his legacy and tenacity. It's for you to come and support the BDF and support BRGIE. From 2002, coming down to 2025, I want to ask everybody, has Boko Haram terrorists not been killing people in Nigeria since 2002, coming down to 2025? Has Boko Haram terrorists not been killing people in Nigeria? It's a question that all of you need to answer. Since 2002, since 2002 to 2025, has Boko Haram terrorists not been killing Christians and Muslims and everyone in Nigeria? It's a question to ask you. And if I wait for the answer, many of you will say yes. Yes, they have been killing people from 2002 to 2025, and they are still killing today. So now, what is the difference? And why is it that they have been killing people from 2002 to 2025, and you have not seen nobody tomorrow, and you have not seen nobody held them accountable? Your politicians have not been able to hold them accountable. Your governors have not been able to hold them accountable. Your ministers have not been able to hold them accountable. Your pastors have not been able to hold them accountable. The journalists have not been able to. The police, the Air Force, the army, nobody have been able, because the oligarchies infiltrated the government with these terrorists, and they became part and parcel of it. So you can't talk. If you want to talk, they will take you out. That is why the journalists were unable to speak about it. They sanctioned them not to publish it to the international media. The Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation sanctioned their media houses. Then they also sanctioned all your governors. That is why you can see a governor of Benue, a sitting governor of Benue today, coming out to do live press briefing on television, lying to the entire world that there is no Christian genocide in Benue State. A sitting governor of Benue State, because of the oath he took to protect Nigeria terrorist scheme. But he was a pastor, or he was a bishop, or he's a bishop, and he saw the congregational members dying. You can see videos and messages where he said before he became the governor, he said that there is Christian genocide. After becoming the governor, because he has signed a memorandum of understanding that he will shut up and not speak and will lie against Christian genocide, he is now telling people, talking on television, that there is no Christian genocide in Benue State. But you are all burying your brothers and sisters in Benue State every day. You are all running away from your homes. Some of you are running to Cameroon. But Biafrans are not running away from their houses, their homes to Cameroon. They are comfortably staying in their homes. What is making them comfortable to stay in their homes is because of the existence of Martin American that is here. It's because of the existence of the Biafra Defense Forces that are alive and defending Biafra land and pushing away the terrorists. The same terrorists that are massacring people in the far north that are supposed to come and massacre in Biafra land, the Biafra Defense Forces are stopping them. Because of the existence of our Prime Minister, who sacrificed his life to continue the legacy of this Biafra from where our supreme leader stopped when he was kidnapped. Because of our APM, who has taken it upon himself to continue the legacy of this BRGIE from where our Prime Minister stopped when he was in prison. Can you see how it is going? So, if you did not run into the bush to go and sleep when our supreme leader was kidnapped in Kenya, and then we came out, they started calling us autopilot. We moved the train from autopilot till we entered into a government. Today, with the government that we have, we can speak anywhere and nobody will point gun on our head. This is not time for you to run into the bush. This is time for you to come out more boldly. For many of you that were hiding and were running away to participate in what we are doing, it is time you come out and support BRGIE, because you speak, you die. You don't speak, you will still die. You speak, you die. You don't speak, they will still imprison you. Yes. So it's better you die speaking for the freedom of your people. Martin Nnamdi Kanu is in prison today because of all of us. It is time that we all come and join hands and form BDF and form BRGIE to give one Nigeria the woto that they deserve. I was saying something. I said from 2002 to 2025, Boko Haram terrorists have been massacring and killing Christians and killing people in Nigeria. Nobody have been able to hold the Boko Haram terrorists accountable for anything. Instead, the government are supporting them. But it is only BRGIE that just came to be from 2023. And they now got a lobbyist from 2024, July. And now, June, July of 2024 to November of 2025 is how many months? When you calculate the month, you will see that it is approximately 1 year now. BRGIE came out boldly to go and tell American government what Nigeria has been hiding from them for over 20 years. Yes. Since your pastors, since your bishops, since your politicians could not go to tell it because they are afraid of their pocket, they are afraid of their lives, BRGIE were not afraid. The spirit that is burning in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the spirit of BRGIE. The spirit that is burning in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the spirit of BRGIE that entered the US Congress and gave a life testimony in that briefing. They told the world of what Nigerian terrorists have been doing to everybody. Yes, this congressional briefing that was held on the 18th of September 2025 is a must talk about and understood, because this is the secrecy of what has happened to Nigeria, that everybody in the world now understands that there has been over 150,000 people slaughtered, Christians massacred in Nigeria since 2002, and nobody was talking about it. And then within 3 days now, over 300 babies and children have been kidnapped in their schools. And it is not happening in Biafra land. That is the question you should ask yourself. Why is this kidnapping? Why is this slaughter? Why is this massacre not happening in Biafra land? The same Biafra land where they say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of Biafra. that is causing problem in Nigeria, and then they say they are imprisoning him. Why is this over 300 babies that have been kidnapped in their schools? Why is it not happening in Biafra land? It is not happening in Biafra land because Biafra people have an army. Biafra people have a volunteer army that is defending their babies, their women and children. Yes, the congressional briefing exposed Nigeria and put their nyash bare. So they cannot contend with it. So do not expect as a Biafran that your leader will be given fan to fan himself. Except if after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, we all went back to our normal businesses. We did not do anything to uphold the work that he started, just like World Labour Congress, just like Ohanes Ndibo, just like IPOB Nigeria, all those groups. What are they doing? What have they been doing? What are they doing with the money that they are making? What are they contributing money for, and what have they been doing? Nothing. They now align with Nigerian politicians. BRGIE that have been giving Nigeria woto since Onyendu was kidnapped. IPOB Nigeria have been attacking BRGIE and fighting them every day. And I am going to bring something to the screen because I just saw what is the name? The Jezebel that they call what is the name again? Please make una remind me this Jezebel name. This Jezebel name, the one that claims to be the wife of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What is the name again? Make una remind me. Uchechi disgrace. Uchechi disgrace. That is the name that fit her. Uchechi disgrace. Uchechi disgrace. Uchechi Kanu. Many of you have become a very big disgrace, honestly. Many of you have become a very big disgrace. Very big disgrace. Uchechi Kanu, you were fighting Simon Ekpa. You were fighting BRGIE. Even as we have taken Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case to the American government, we have written petition and even given testimony. The evidences are everywhere of what we did and submitted to the US government to intervene and to know about what Nigeria is doing against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Uchechi the idiot. Yes. Uchechi the low life. Uchechi the useless being. You have seen all this evidence in the media. But what did you do? You even came out publicly to come and start attacking. You came to come and start attacking our lobbyists. The lobbies that is working and submitting documents in Washington, D.C. to the release of your husband. What did you do? You came out to come and start fighting him and attacking him. Can you see how useless you are? Because I want to bring the rubbish that I saw you write today to the screen before I continue dealing with your idiosyncrasy. Because some of your sicknesses stinks. Yes, honestly. Some of the problems some of you have in your brains stinks. And I don't know how or when we will be able to deliver all of you. Yes. I don't know when. The same Uchechi is the person that joined hands with Kanunta. Same Uchechi. Uchechi joined hands with Kanunta Kanu. They wrote letter. They wrote letter and they used Bruce Fane. What was the content of your letters? The content of your letters were about Simon Ekpa and Biafra Republic government in exile. You people write the letter. Uchechi, it is a very big shame that you, who claims to be the wife of our supreme leader, happen to fight everyone that is fighting for the release of your same acclaimed husband. Your same husband that you claim that is your husband. Everybody that have made effort fighting and submitting petitions to see to the release of your husband, you are fighting them to the point that you started with our prime minister. You took part in writing a fake letter with the name of your husband. You use the name of your husband to write the letter. You use the name of Martin Nnamdi Kanu to write this nonsense letter. You impersonated your husband. You lied in that letter that he is the one that endorsed this letter for you people to write against BRGIE, to state to European president that BRGIE is a criminal entity, that is a fraudulent entity, that BRGIE has nothing to do with Biafra. The same BRGIE that is submitting petition to US Congress for your husband to be released. You write letter and you told Bruce Fenn to be the one to write the letter. Uchechi, this is what you did. Today, I see that you're writing nonsense on social media and say, oh, the people that went to see my husband, I hear that my husband has been transferred to Sokoto prison. And then the people that went to see him did not come back to give you communication. Give you which communication? That they went to the social media to break the news. And then you are threatening them. Oh, you have power to threaten Maxwell and Barrister Nnemeka Ejiofor. Is it not the same power that you used to write this letter and you use the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You, Uchechi, Kanu Nta, Chika Edoziem, Bruce Fenn, Emmanuel Kanu, Chinasa Nworu, Carol White Ejiofor, you people wrote letter to European Commission, European President, Gongo. You petitioned the European President. And you were very bold and courageous to now bring the letter to come and show us and say, yes, this is what you did that contributed to the massacre or to the kidnap of and to the imprisonment of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Oh my God. You see, this is why we say Nigerian terrorist government don't succeed in kidnapping any of our leaders or succeed in betraying or getting a way of destroying Biafra without using some of you. Uchechi Kanu, Uchechi Akbakara chewing gum. You're writing nonsense today. Simon Ekpa is and was the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile. When you wrote this letter to European president to kill him, you said they should ostracize him and every Biafra Republic government in exile members, that they are not fighting for Biafra, they don't have anything to do with Biafra, that we are aliens. Let me read the letter so that those that did not see it will see. They say, President von der Leyen, this is a European president, as International Council and spokesman for Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, seeking vindication of the law of self-determination for Biafra, for Biafrans through peaceful means. I wish to communicate an urgent message from Mr. Kanu. Hey, regarding a bogus, Fox, Biafra Republic government in exile. This group of opportunists is neither Biafra, oh my God, nor a republic, nor a government. They are fraudsters and should be ostracized. Did you hear that? So every Biafran that is supporting Biafra Republic government in exile, calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, calling for Biafra independence, all of them should be ostracized. They should be repatriated out of that country of residence. They should be sent away because Nnamdi Kanu is telling them that we are criminals, we are fraudsters. Mind you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not do this. So it is Uchechi and Kanunta and Emmanuel Kanu and Ejiofor and Chika Edoziem and Chinas Nworu and Bruce Fenn that did this. They used Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name to do it. And that one day inside prison, he does not know what they have used his name to do. And Kanunta now had the boldness to bring this letter out in this month of October. It was in this month of October. This is the reason why they blocked my Twitter account. Because when he brought this thing out, the next thing he did was to do what? The next thing he did was for him to go and change the profile photo of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And then I challenged him in a tweet. When I challenged him in a tweet, that is how they reported my account to block it. Uchechi Kanu, today, you are shedding crocodile tears. You are worse than even Nigerian government. Yes. And the letter continued to read, Nnamdi Kanu and the people of Biafra disown these, what did they say? Is it a mountain chants or merchandise representing only themselves? Any person, organization, or government that communicate or transact business with them does so at their own risk and expense. Nnamdi Kanu's Biafra shall not be accountable in any respect. You see, you say Nnamdi Kanu's Biafra, you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu owns Biafra. Now we are the one working to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released because he is the eye and the face of the Biafra as the Biafra leader. If he is there inside detention and then you're not doing anything, how can you get him out? You were not doing anything. The only person that was doing something is BRGIE. And you go and write letter, use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name and say that BRGIE are criminals. They are no Biafrans. Okay, so we are not Biafrans, we are Fulani now. So only Uchechi Kanu, Kanunta Kanu, Chika Edoziem, Bruce Fenn, Emmanuel Fineboy, Ejiofor, Chika Edoziem, and IPOB Nigeria, they are the people that claim to be Biafrans. We are Fulani. Abi? We see. And they say Mr. Kanu will labor for as long as required for a sovereign Biafra and marked by peace, justice, and order. You said that Mr. Kanu will labor for as long as required. So why are you now crying now in your letter which you wrote to EU? You said that Nnamdi Kanu will suffer for Biafra for as long as it is required. That is the context and the meaning of what you wrote here. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to get Biafra, he needs to suffer till he die in prison. That is what you are clapping for. That is what you are saying. So now that Nnamdi Kanu is imprisoned, why are you now crying? You wrote in your letter that Nnamdi Kanu will continue to labor for Biafra as long as required for a sovereign Biafra. Why is it now that he is now continuing to labor and he is now transferred from one prison to another? You are now coming to cry. When you people want to sabotage Biafra, You do it with every agility. See Bianca Ojukwu. Bianca Ojukwu is also part of this letter that was written here. Yes. Bianca Ojukwu was part of this letter. What's the name? Uchechi Kanu was part of the letter. Chinasa Nworu was part of the letter. Ejiofor was part of the letter. Bruce Fenn was part of the letter. Chika Idozien was part of the letter. Kanu Ntakanu was part of the letter. Emmanuel Kanu was part of the letter. These are the people that drafted and put this together to submit against Biafra government in exile. So they decided to align with Nigerian government to see that they destroy Biafra Republic government in exile. The same Biafra Republic government in exile that is working to make noise to cripple Nigeria in Washington, D.C. because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnap, because of them trying to stop Biafra. The same Biafra Republic government in exile that carries the cross on their head, that carries the sacrifice to make sure that we make Nigeria to pay for the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is the same Biafra Republic government in exile that you now go and start writing nonsense. All of you came together, you wrote nonsense. You wrote this nonsense and put them together. You align with Nigerian government and give evidence, testify in court in Finland against Biafra. Also testify in court against Biafra in Nigeria. Oh my God. So, Uchechi Akpakara Chinkom, you said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this your letter, since Biafra Republic government in exile, they are Fulani. You said that your husband, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he will continue to suffer for Biafra for as long as the time is given. Now, the time is given. Yes. Is being in prison now, moved from one prison to another, is part of as long as he has to fight for Biafra. That is the essence of fighting for Biafra independence. What are you now crying and what are you saying? Don't you understand the implications or the meanings of the phrase that you use in your write-up? Oh, you think that this is about drafting grammar? You write a very long grammar in a paper. You write and finish, you push them to social media. Okay. You don't sit down to read word by word, phrase by phrase, sentence by sentence, line by line, to be able to understand the meaning. Yes, Biafra Republic government in Nigeria have been the one fighting for the release of your husband, our supreme leader. You yourself, you were not fighting. Your husband or in-laws, your in-laws, they were not fighting. They were only fighting against Biafra Republic government that are fighting to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we are not stopping fighting for our leader, because he is not fighting for people like you useless and selfish people. He's fighting for people like us that have him in our heart and understands the reason of freedom and Biafra independence. So after you wrote this petition, Uchechi Kanu, to European president in Europe for them to kill Biafra Republic government in exile, and all Biafrans that have anything to do with Biafra Republic government in exile that are in Europe, because your message could only yield effect in Europe. Yes, it could not yield effect in America. Yes, because European Commission cannot decide what happens in America. It is only even America that decides what happened in their life. Yes, that is why I continue to regret of us not to have had the convention that we had in Finland in America. If we had those two conventions in America, the sky would have been our limit now. You see, we have only gotten opportunity after convention to testify before the US Congress against Nigeria in the congressional briefing. And then we submitted a congressional testimony that contains all the grievances of Biafra Republic government in exile. and the Christians massacred in Nigeria to the US Congress. Then we submitted a proposed deal of what America stands to gain and what we need in political support for them to give us their support. Then these are the three significant things that we have done just within a few months. And then you can see the result that is coming out. You see the cry that is coming out from the Nigerian terrorist enclave. Now, what if we had done the convention in Finland? What do you expect would have been the result? Where do you think our height would have been now? Eh? Where do you think our height would have been? If we only spoke once inside the US Congress, and then we are getting results, where do you think we would have been if we had the two conventions that we held in Finland in Washington, D.C.? Oh, the sky would have been our limit. So, Uchechi Kanu, I don't know why you're crying. After you are the person that led the delegation to the EU president to destroy Biafra Republic Government in Ezra. So we don't need those crocodile tears because it doesn't take us to anywhere. Rather, what you should be thinking of is what can you do to correct the wrongs that you have committed? What can you do to correct the wrongs that you have caused? What can you do to undo the evil that you have done to your own very husband? Yes, because you played a very vital role in destroying the image of your husband. For you to have used his name to write letter to EU Commission to implicate him of what he did not do, you don't know how this have created distrust. You don't know what this have caused. Because the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we know will not sit down and see those that are standing up to fight for his freedom and then will say they should go and kill those people. But this is what you, Uchechi, because of your selfish interest, did. Tompolo. Tompolo was not IPOB member. Tompolo was not supporting Biafra in any way. The group of the Niger Delta Avengers, or the militant group that stood up and stormed Nigerian government and demanded for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when all of you like Uchechi now, Chinas and Nwuru, and all the Nigerian politicians in our land had sold him out. The group of people that stood up to storm Nigerian government and gave them ultimatum that you must release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or we block all the vessels and the oil wells. Were they IPOB members? No, they were never IPOB members. They were never Biafra Republic Government in Exile members. So you want to tell me that when somebody wakes up now and then see what he has to do to support the government of Biafra for us to get Biafra and to move forward, because of your selfish and hatred that you have against that person, and also because you don't want Biafra to be, you will now go and become a stumble block. Ask yourself the question, why are you not seeing Tompolo? Why are you not seeing Tompolo in this very dispensation stand up and say he is coming to ask for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Tell me now, tell me. When they wanted to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the last time, he stormed to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And after he did it successfully, what did you do? Tompolo and his men stormed Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the last time, right? And before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was picked up by Nigerian government, which people sabotage him? People like you, the wife of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chinasa Nworu, the politicians that we have, who have all shut up now. Some of you don't know what is happening. I'm coming to them, oh wait. Chinasa Nworu, Kanonta, all of you, Ejiofor, you people are the ones that handed him over to Nigerian government. Tompolo has not spoken again now. Why? Because Tompolo has seen that some of you want to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to enrich yourselves. Yes. He came to the release and the rescue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the last time. And then he had expected that all of you will give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the support for Biafra to come. Instead, all of you were furious and angry with Tompolo because he intervened to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How did you pay him back? No, he did not pay him back anything. You did not even appreciate what he did. Instead, all of you were coming to always nail him on the cross. So it's like he came and sacrificed his time and energy to storm Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the last time. And you people were so angry with him and disappointed that he did not allow Nigerian terrorists to kill him and to stop Biafra. This time, do you see how the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu work again? Did you see all the people that are involved? Did you see that it is all the politicians in Biafra land that are the main people that played the role? And also his family members that played the role. So after you play role, and you even go ahead to stop Biafra Republic government in Israel from doing what they are doing to attack Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and to also feel the pain of kidnapping him. You people now stand up and be doing nonsense. Oh, you are now expecting Tompolo again to leave what he's doing to come and start looking for release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again, because you people have made Biafra to become a very weak concentration point. Yes, that is why BRGIE have come to make a difference. That is why as you are crying, we don't look your faces. That is why we've been pressing the button in Washington, D.C. Boko Haram terrorists have been killing all of you since 2002, coming down to this very day. None of you have been able to do anything in Washington, D.C. to drag Nigeria to Washington, D.C. to make a difference. None of you have been able to raise a volunteer army to storm Nigerian terrorist government. But BRGIE did. BRGIE raised a volunteer army who is storming Nigerian terrorist government from not coming to massacre our babies in our homes and also kidnapping them in our schools, just like they kidnapped over 200 early this morning from the school in Niger State. Are you listening? It is only BRGIE within the pace of only 1 year, 1 year, that have taken the Christian genocide, the massacre of baby, women, and children in Nigeria to the U.S. government. But for over 20-something years, all of you that claim to have been fighting for Biafra, you pay so much money. I was analyzing how much money they were paying to lobbies here the day before yesterday. You were seeing 700 and something thousand annually. You were seeing 80 something thousand dollars monthly, but there was no result to show for anything. But we have not paid that amount of money to the lobbies we have now. But you see the results. You see how Nigerian government are crying now because there is a new sheriff in town, a good management in town, a good manager in town who is touching them where it is hurting them very well. So, every Biafran should know at this point, and do what? Bring all your energy and power to BRGIE. Come and throw in all your support. Tomorrow is fundraising, yes. And on Sunday is the regional town hall meeting, the central region. I want every Biafran, all of you that have been stood on the fence, stop claiming IPOB when you are not supporting Biafra Republic Government in exile. The only government that you have that is legitimate and authentic is BRGIE. That is the one that is speaking for you in international community. That is the one that is speaking for you in the homeland through the Biafra Defense Forces. That is the one that is speaking for you in the homeland through the Biafra de facto government in the homeland. That is the only one that is speaking for you in Europe. That's the only one speaking for you in UK. That's the only one speaking for you in the entire world. And we have a very strong seat in Washington, D.C. That is why you see Nigerian government crying everywhere because of Biafra Republic government in exile. Because of what Okenkere is doing with all the pictures that they see. They were calling it mere pictures before. But now they have seen that mere pictures have become...
An animal is they say insult.
They have seen that mere pictures have become powerful engines. And these pictures that they said it is just pictures before has become turmoil to them. Yes. If you're not aware, yesterday, in the US Congress, where they were having over 3 hours of deliberation about how Nigeria massacres babies, women, and children. This is the US congressman. This is the US congressman that brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's matter in the US Congress yesterday. This very man that you see here, congressman, he's the former chairman of the House of Foreign Affairs for Africa Committee. He's a former chairman. Now, this is Congressman John James, Rep. John James. This is the man that you see here. So, presenting this booklet of Biafra to him in this picture, he's not just to look at it as a pictorial view. No. It is to see and understand what is embedded inside that book. He has read it, and several engagements that APM and our lobbies have engaged them have given them more insight on what they need to know. Yes. And that is how he was able to understand that since 2022, Nigerian terrorist government has, their court has said, release Nnamdi Kanu. The UN arbitrary group said, release Nnamdi Kanu, they refused. Then in 2025, every Nigerian had protested in the street and said, release Nnamdi Kanu. Since you are negotiating with Boko Haram terrorists, release Nnamdi Kanu. That is what this US lawmaker was telling the US Congress yesterday. And that before he joined this Congress meeting yesterday, that he has seen that Nigeria opened their mouth to pronounce that they are sending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to life in prison. And before, they were contemplating of sentence him to death. Later, they came back and said, oh, let us do life in prison. That is what this congressman was explaining to you yesterday inside the Congress room. If the Biafra Republic government in Israel did not educate him to be of the know, to now carry the message to the Congress room where everybody were there, how will the US government know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by Nigerian government? And that this has happened and this has happened. He made you to understand that he is also a product of the Christian genocide that is happening. Yes, that is the Christian genocide that is happening. Because Biafrans are predominantly Christians. Yes. So when you hear of Christian genocide in Nigeria, it is Biafrans that we are talking about and other tribes and regions that are Christians. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is one product of the Christian genocide. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is one evidence of the Christian genocide because he opened his mouth to expose these terrorists that are coming to take your lives, your lives, your women and children and kidnap. He told you, he said, they will come for your women. They will come for your babies. They will kidnap all of you. Let me see if I can bring that video. He said, you will all run out of your homes. Yes. Listen to this.
ISIS will enter the zoo and Chad unless, and this is from an Islamic newspaper. As I told you before, anything you hear on Radio Biafra is correct. I told you on this platform that they will come for you. You see, let me tell you one thing that people don't know because you don't know history. I forgive some of you because in your schools in the zoo, they don't teach you anything. I want some people to actually go and sit down and study the history of Islam. Islam is the only religion that has never stopped growing. Islam is the only religion that has never stopped expanding through militancy and war. Others have stopped, only Islam. Christianity is based on convincing people, telling them about the message of hope and restoration of Yahweh Yeshua. Of course, immensely corrupted, that we know for sure. But Islam believes in expanding through war, and that war is coming. Now, I must be put on record.
That war is coming. Is the war not here? That war is coming and the war is here already. That war is coming and the war is here already. Are you getting the point? Listen,
And Uche Mefo, I want you to record this very broadcast and play it all the time for our people to also understand and listen very carefully. And I will say it tonight. And if you come to me in the future, I'll refer you to the broadcast of the 8th of June 2015. And that I made this very comment I'm about to make now at precisely 10 minutes to 8 p.m. in the evening.
8th of June 2015. 8th of June 2015. I told you that they have been massacring all of you in Nigeria since 2002. Nobody was able to take the reality of the issue to Washington, D.C. Because when you rise up to fight yourselves in Nigeria, they will shut you down. Governor Autumn of Benue State, he formed a vigilante group after his people in Benue State were massacred on a daily basis. He formed a vigilante group so that they can be able to confront the terrorists. And then he went to Nigerian government and said, please, you people should approve armed license to me so that this volunteer army in my state can be able to protect their babies, women, and children from the terrorists. Nigerian terrorist government said, no, they cannot give him. So they disarmed. They even went and disarmed every cock gun, any kind of gun that the people of Benue had in their homes. They went and took everything away from them. But they do what? They continue to harm the terrorists on daily basis. They continue to pay them and give them contract on daily basis. so that they can have more money to acquire more weapons to come and kill you in your homes. Are you getting the point? Your only hope is Biafra Defense Forces. That is why, as they say, oh, they imprisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it doesn't move us. You know why? Because he is there for a just cause. You have to imprison him because he is our leader, our freedom fighter, our only prophet, the man that saw tomorrow, the man that is telling you what nobody can tell you. While he is there sacrificing his life, our babies, women, and children are safe. Yes, because he opened our eyes and we all woke up and we now had ourselves volunteering to become volunteer armies of Biafra land. If these men and women you see here in this picture did not volunteer to become volunteer army of Biafra and to be defending our land so that our babies, women, and children will not be kidnapped, they will be not caught them in their sleeps, they will not run away from their homes, all of them will not be kidnapped. If they did not do so, today, the dead bodies you would have been packing in Biafra land would have been over 1,000 daily. Listen.
If ISIS comes down into the zoo, of course they are part of Boko Haram anyway. If they fought, not if they, because they have forged an alliance already. If they launch any attack with the name of ISIS on the zoo soil, if you come to us to give us weapons, I will decline it. I will allow them to kill all of you before we mount any counteroffensive. Let me tell you one thing that you don't understand. Some of you...
Onyendu, they are already killing them now. Some of them are celebrating that you are in prison, but they are the ones dying by the sword every day. Yes. Between Onyendu, who is a world-class freedom fighter, the world leader of Biafra independence, between Onyendu and all of you that are making noise everywhere there in Nigeria, who is safer? The person that opened your eyes and let you know that these terrorists are coming. And then those that listened to his message, they anticipated security measures. Yes, they anticipated security measures. And those are the security measures and the defense mechanism that we are using today. Let me look for the publication of today, where you see, they say over 200 babies, children, were abducted in St. Mary School. It did not happen in Biafra land. Who are you to enter Biafra land to come and abduct over 200? Hi, Alumero. In Biafra land. It will sound as if Biafra Defense Forces, you did not hear their names. Yes. Because the effectiveness of Biafra Defense Forces since 2023 that they were unveiled in Helsinki has become the end of Boko Haram terrorists in Biafra land. That is why the people you now see now parading themselves as the real Boko Haram terrorists are not even the foot soldiers Boko Haram terrorists that you see in the north. What you see are the ones that they have given them uniform. They wear uniform like Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Police, Nigerian Navy. They now deploy them. They call some of them special forces. They send them to Biafra land. Because we have done so much to eliminate those ones that come out in their ragtag uniforms to kill Biafrans. Every terrorist that enters Biafra land must collect. Yes. We don't have prisons to keep terrorists who come to kill our babies, women, and children. We don't have rehabilitation center for them. The only place we have to them is to hand them over to God, and God will go and do the judgment. Because we don't negotiate with terrorists. A terrorist comes to kill and to maim and to rape your women and children, to slaughter and slice them into pieces like onions. But what we do, what Biafra Defense Forces do, what Biafra Volunteer Army in the homeland, who have taken it upon themselves to defend Biafra babies, women, and children, is to see that we deal with the terrorists and save the lives of our babies, women, and children. That is why many of you in Biafra have not even taken Biafra Defense Forces serious, or taken the Biafra Republic government in exile serious, or the Biafra de facto government in the homeland serious. Why? Because Biafra Defense Forces have blocked the entrance of the Boko Haram terrorists to come in to Biafra land. Yes, they have blocked that entrance. So everybody in Biafra land has sleeping comfortably. They don't feel or hear Boko Haram terrorists kidnapping them or ransacking their land or cutting their heads off, because there are Biafra Defense Forces who are sacrificing their lives daily to see that Biafra gate is defended and that the terrorists don't flush in. So because of that, people are sacrificing. So some of you now are just in safe haven, sleeping and scattering your legs. You don't actually know the sacrifice that some men and women are doing in the gate of Biafra region. You have to wake up to come and support these men and women, because they are the reason why you are not carrying your dead bodies like they are carrying in Benue, Zamfara Plateau, Kano, Niger, Ekiti, and everywhere. You see us go to Washington, D.C. We are not going to present the dead bodies of today, which is not available. We will present the dead bodies of years ago, the ones that happened months ago, because we have sacrificed so much to stop the dead bodies of our babies, women, and children today. That ripple effect of our strength is pushing the terrorists back to Benue, back to Plateau, back to Zamfara, back to Kano, back to Kaduna, back to Borno. If we did not push them, they will not go and stalk in that side for you to see that numbers rising. Those numbers were supposed to rise in Biafra land. But because Biafra Defense Forces stood as a defense mechanism, they stood and formed a brick wall that blocked the terrorists. That is why you are seeing now that you go nowhere in Biafra land. You can start it somewhere else, but you go nowhere in Biafra land. Listen to Yendo.
You claim you went to school, but you didn't go to school. Because if you went to school, you will understand how Islam works. Islam is coming for you. They must come for you. It's a M-U-S-T, must. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Only you can defend yourselves. This headline here is a confirmation if you need one. Atiku Abubakar said it yesterday. Today is being confirmed that ISIS is coming. Not just Boko Haram, but the real bad people that are coming. They need access to the oil, and they will get it to secure their financial base for their continued expansion within the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. The zoo is seen as pivotal, and Biafra land is where the resources that they're looking for is lying in. They don't trust Buhari anymore. Buhari was their godfather. They no longer trust him. I mean Boko Haram in this instance. Buhari, they thought would give them Sharia immediately. Buhari saying, I don't belong to anybody. From that day, they intensified their bombing. Some of you cannot reason, you cannot see very well because you're blind. But at least you're lucky. You're listening to Radio Biafra. Very, very lucky indeed. I'm telling you the truth. Or else, I can't in your blindness. It is that darkness we've come to shed light on, that you can see properly. If they enter the zoo, I will not command this army. And I need guns and I have the men. I need guns and I need bullets. That's all we need. And then we win. I have been sounding this warning. I've been telling you, you think we are joking. They are coming. Your mothers will be raped.
Now, I want you all to listen from here. They are coming. And listen to what will happen to your mothers.
I've been telling you, you think we are joking. They are coming. Your mothers will be raped.
They are coming, oh, your mothers will be raped. Are they not raping your mothers today? Are they not raping your mothers today? It's a very simple question. Are they not raping your mothers today? Your mothers will be raped. Are they not raping your mothers? I want everyone to tell us. Are the Boko Haram terrorists not raping your mothers today? Are the Boko Haram terrorists not raping your mothers today?
Your sisters will be married off as slaves. I'm telling you that now. Right as I speak, write it down. Biafra land will be decimated.
Your sisters will be married off as what? Slaves. What do you think they do to those your children that they kidnap them in school? When they kidnap your children in school, what they do to them is that they marry them off and they use them as sex slaves. They rape them. After they finish rape them, they kill them. That is what these terrorists are doing when they kidnap you. Your mothers will be raped. Your children will be raped. They will kill every one of you. Is it not happening? It is happening. Listen to Yendo.
I will not command this army. I need guns and I need I have the men. I need guns and I need bullets. That's all we need. And then we win. I have been sounding this warning. I've been telling you, you think we are joking. They are coming. Your mothers will be raped. Your sisters will be married off as slaves. I'm telling you that now. Right as I speak, write it down. Biafra land will be decimated. Unless we equip this army to defend us. If we don't equip our army to defend us, in other words, if we don't march this year, it will be very, very difficult for us to recover. Forget all this nonsense. All these so-called pro-Biafra groups you're saying, Awasa brought them out to confuse you. Awasa brought them out. That is why they cannot say what we are saying or do what we are capable of doing.
Did you see IPOB Nigeria do what Biafra government in Israel have been doing for the past 2 years now? No. They went to hide. They went to hide to work with one Nigeria. They went to work with one Nigeria. This is IPOB Nigeria. This is what they did. So as Mazen Amdekano said, these people are Fulani breed. They are being sponsored by them. So they cannot come out and do what we are doing. Instead, they will be coming to fight what you are doing. It's like Onyendu knew what his wife will become. His wife is the one that wrote this letter to attack what we are doing. Do you see what is happening here? Hausa brought them Fulani brought them. That is why they can't do what we are doing. Instead, what they have to do is to see that they will be working to fight what BRGIE are doing. Because BRGIE are doing something and they are fighting and making a difference. You see the result of BRGIE everywhere. Please, can somebody show me the result of IPOB political wing of Nigeria? Since Onyendu was kidnapped, can somebody show me? This is the only thing that they can show for it. That they work with Nigerian government to produce evidence against BRGIE in Finland for our prime minister to be imprisoned. That's the only thing, nothing more. But your women are being raped. Your children are being raped. They are being abducted, kidnapped, their organs harvested, and they are being forcefully disappeared on a daily basis. What has IPOB Nigeria done? Nothing. It is to align with one Nigeria and work with them to see how to destroy every effort of BRGIE. Going forward, as a Biafran, you need to locate where you see BRGIE and align yourself and support financially. This is the only eye that is speaking for you. This is the only government that is carrying your cross. This is the only government that took Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case to Washington, D.C. This is the only government that took Simon Ekpa's case to Washington, D.C. This is the only government that took the Christians massacred in Nigeria to the U.S. government. It is only BRGIE, the one that you see me speaking from now, the one that you see this APM on the screen. So, the one you see this APM. You see the lawmaker that was speaking yesterday? Aha. These are the people that are making things happen about Biafra. If you did not know it now. Every other groups, they are Akbakara to income. Listen, oh.
These are our WhatsApp groups, and you are not listening. That's not what I want to able Christianity. So you are not listening. Because the devil has gone into all these idols that you worship. The devil has gone inside you to harden your heart, to blind your eyes that you can no longer see. That day, I will tell you to remember the broadcast of the 8th of June 2015. I will tell you to go back to it. I need guns and I need weapons. If I don't have guns and bullets, the army of Biafra cannot defend your towns and villages. The sooner you get that into your thick skull, the better for everybody.
Did you hear that? We cannot use sand. We cannot use saliva. Yes. To defend Biafra land, to stop these Boko Haram terrorists that are unaliving everybody in the far north and middle belt. Except you want to start running with your back and run from Biafra land to go and seek refuge in Cameroon. Yes. You want to run like Kwara people ran from their home. Out of Kwara, they are running to Cameroon to go and become refugees, while the Boko Haram terrorists take over their lands. Your own, you already have Biafra Defense Forces who are standing their ground to sacrifice their lives for you so that terrorists cannot enter. All you have to do is to come up and support Biafra Defense Forces. Come and support Biafra Defense Forces. Tomorrow is fundraising. On Sunday is another town hall meeting. Come and support Biafra Defense Forces. Except you want to be packing the dead bodies of your babies, women, and children on daily basis. BRGIE, Biafra Defense Forces in the homeland, Biafra de facto government in the homeland, they are doing much. If you are not seeing, it means you are blind. But remove the scale on your eye so that you can be able to see well. If you don't give us what the Biafra Defense Forces need to expel the terrorists, they cannot use their saliva. They cannot use their blockers to do it. They cannot use their teeth to do it. They need to use sophisticated logistics to be able to repel the terrorists. So that you don't sleep and wake up and then you hear over 200 babies were kidnapped from their school. No, you will not see it happen in Biafra land. It is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral homes to go and seek refuge in Cameroon. Yes, except you are living in ignorance and then you allow the Boko Haram terrorists to overrun you. But when you now acknowledge what BRGIE are doing, what Biafra Defense Forces are doing, what Biafra independent government are doing, you will know that Nigeria have nothing to give you, that your life is in your own hand as a Biafra, and you will support your freedom. So wherever you are, come out and support your freedom. Because the only people that are working for you is Biafra.
You are black people, you don't reason, I know that for sure. But the sooner you take this very message seriously, the better for everybody. Or else you're finished. ISIS is coming. They will enter the zoo and Chad very, very shortly. Not as Boko Haram. They are coming in as their franchise and as their name dictates. ISIS is coming. If you like, you make haste while the sun is shining, or if you like, you can continue to be dumb and stupid. That is entirely up to you.
Okay.
I won't be there.
I won't be there.
You'll be there.
I won't be there. I won't be there. That's the message. I won't be there. I'm asking all of you, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there now that they are raping your women? Now that they are kidnapping your babies, women and children, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there? I won't be there. He is not there now. Some of you say, oh, he is dying in prison. He is in prison. They have moved him from one prison to another. I wonder some of you that did not join hands with BDF and Biafra Defense Forces to do anything to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he was in DSS prison in Abuja. You did not do anything, oh. You did not join us. You were laughing at us. You did not wake up to do anything to see to his release. You were attacking us. Now you hear that he is being transferred from Abuja prison to Sokoto prison. You now jump out and start making noise in the media. What will your noise do for us? The prison that he has been in Abuja is the same prison of Nigeria. You move him from Calabar prison, you move him to Abuja prison, you move him to Sokoto prison, he's still Nigeria prison. And it's still the same torture that he faced in Abuja prison that he will still face in Sokoto. Torture is torture. Which torture will you do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to pass the one that was done to him in Kenya when he was kidnapped for over 10 days, beaten to stupor? They do everything to him for him to pass out. He passed out and came back to life. You can only touch his skin, but you cannot kill his spirit, because Biafra is bigger than what some of you understand. It is that fire, that spirit of him that is speaking in us today. It is that strength in him that is emboldening us here now. If he fell off from all his sacrifices that he did, believe you me, I wouldn't have been able to have the courage to be speaking today. But because he is standing his ground, no matter all that have been done to him, you saw him roar like a lion. Yes, the lion himself of Biafra. His followers are supposed to have the same spirit, not being weighed down. No, his followers are supposed to be emboldened by his courage. Yes, this is the time that you are all supposed to come out as eagles. Eagles do what? They flourish on top of the tempest. You don't go and hide your face in shame when there is tempest. Rather, you hover around it to show your strength. That is what you're supposed to do as a Biafran. Come out from wherever you are and show your strength by joining your forces, joining your hands, keeping your personal hatred and enemy aside, and giving all that you have financially. What we need from all of you is financial support. We have Biafra Defense Forces already that are standing their ground and have been doing what they have been doing to see that Biafra land has not become Borno, Zamfara, Kwara, Benue, Kaduna, and Niger, where they kidnap and pick over 200 babies in their schools. What we need is your Gemma come and support BRGIE. The woto that we are doing to one Nigeria in Washington, D.C., it is a Gemma that is talking. You engage the lawmakers by having a legation, people that create that channel and open that way for you to meet them. You need to use money to do those works. Yes, so that the engagement can come in. Political, diplomatic, and business-wise, you have to dig in with everything you have. Your leader is not crying in detention, but rather is telling you that he is very strong, that Biafra has come to be, that Nigeria has pronounced Biafra to international community by pronouncing him life to jail, by pronouncing him dead by hanging, by pronouncing him to be killed because of Biafra independence. That shows you how powerful your Biafra is. And you have to fight it jealously now. You have to come out with everything that you have. You have to come and give what you have never given before. You should be more angry in your support to Biafra now than before. The war spirit of you is supposed to come out now. This is not time for lamentation, okay? This is time to see the best of you coming out to support the Biafra Defense Forces in the homeland and BRGIE.
Dead anyway. And Radio Biafra will not report it. And nobody will. If you like, you give us guns. If you like, you don't. We are trying to save you, not you saving us.
Did you hear that? Biafra Defense Forces are here to save you, and not you saving them. Because as Boko Haram terrorists came here now to abduct and kidnap all those babies in that school, did they touch Biafra Defense Forces? So if Biafra Defense Forces are not there to protect you, can they not survive? They can survive. But they touch you as the citizens. So what happens is that you yourself, as a Biafran, you need Biafra Defense Forces more than they need you. Yes, because without them, you cannot stay peacefully. The Boko Haram terrorists will wipe all of you out. So you need to come and support them. You need to come out and support them. You need to come out and support BRGIE. Now, let me display the idiosyncrasy of Uchechi Kanu. Everybody should look at this. This is Uchechi Kanu. Uchechi Kanu said, information reaching me about 3 hours ago is that my husband has arrived Sokoto prison. Look at idiot. And say, those who went to see him today did not give me any update on his transfer. Rather, they ran to social media to broadcast it. If you all do not sit up and behave in a civilized and professional manner, I will stress you with my stress. And I promise you, you will be stressed. Enough of your theatrics. Be warned. Can you imagine? Can you imagine who is talking? Can you imagine who is talking? Agbakara Chinkom is talking. Agbakara Chinkom, who wrote letter to Finland using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu name, who wrote letter to the European president to destroy Biafra Republic government in Israel. She's the one now writing. Sit down and wait for the legal team to come and give you message. Idiot. Idiot of all time. I think after this very generation, where you people see us come into this Biafra, some of you will retract your steps. You will get to understand that it is not everybody that you guys can play with and go scot-free. Yes. You people sabotage our Onyendu. You people sabotage our PM. You see this very BRGIE now. We have learned from the mistakes of Onyendu. Yes. We have learned from the mistakes of Onyendu. And we have also learned from the mistakes of our Prime Minister. Yes. We have learned from these mistakes. And from this learning that we have learned, you can never sabotage and destroy the BRGIE that we have today now. The BRGIE, which I am still alive inside now, which this APM is the one leading today now. The BRGIE, which has made their way to Washington, D.C., U.S. congressional briefing. So that very BRGIE, which you see this APM with Senator Ted Cruz. So, that very BRGIE, which you see this APM with these lawmakers in America. So, this very BRGIE, you can't sabotage this one and destroy, because you go cry blood. Yes, you go cry blood while you're trying to do it. So if you know what is good for you, retrace your steps. So we are calling on all Biafrans to come down from their high horse. Bring everything that you have to come and support BRGIE and Biafra Defense Forces. This is no time to do tantrums. Yes, because some of you were thinking that you're here for business as usual. Now you have been able to understand that our leaders need to be in prison. Then we need to continue the fire to make sure that their being in prison is not in vain. If you think that their being in prison will be in vain by all of you standing up to write petition and to destroy every effort that we are doing like this, you made the first mistake in doing it to Simon Egba. Yes, and also doing it to Mazen Namdekano. But this very BRGIE, where you see us here now, where Chukunkere is the APM, this is going to be your last bus stop. I want all of you that are planning of what to do, go to America. Yes, our headquarters is in America. Our headquarters is not in Europe, it's not in Africa, it's not in UK, it's not in Asia. Our headquarters is in America. So go to America. If you want to start to sabotage us, go to America. We will know the kind of long trouser that you will wear and how it will size you. That is what we are telling you. Okay? Every Biafran, please stand up and support Biafra Republic government in Israel and Biafra de facto government in the homeland. That is the Biafra Defense Forces. Now let me bring something to the screen. For those of you that are not aware of what happened today, listen to this.
I just finished speaking with Uli, is in that school. She's currently in secondary school. I just finished speaking with my mom, and let me tell you guys, my mom said they went to Papiri because from Papiri to where we are staying is not even up to 15 minutes. They went there because my sister Anuli is in that school. She's currently in secondary school in that school. They went there and it was more than 200 students. They picked up more than 200 people in that school. Some are 4 years, 3 years, some are 4 siblings, some are 3 siblings. They picked up all these people and they tied them like sheep and goats walking inside bush. More than 200 people in that school. Some are 4 years, 3 years, some are 4 siblings in that school. Some are 4 years, 3 years, some are 4 siblings, some are 3 siblings. Did
you all listen to what this lady is confessing to you? That some of the babies that we pick up in this school by Boko Haram terrorists, some of them are 4 years, 3 years, 6 years. The question you should ask is, what is the Boko Haram terrorists going to do with babies of 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and 6 years? What are you kidnapping them for? What are you kidnapping them for? What are you kidnapping them for? Babies of 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years, 6 years. What are you kidnapping these babies for? This is what happened today. And this lady that is speaking here, she is telling you that our own sister is also a victim in this school. So for some of you that thought that it is just a cook-up story, it is not a cook-up story. She is a living witness. Our own sister is part of this school where they kidnap over 200. Over 200.
Some are 4 years, 3 years, some are 4 siblings, some are 3 siblings. They picked up all these people and they tied them like sheep and goats walking inside bush. They tied them. My mom said people that were coming to that school, some parents that were coming to that school through the road, through the bike, that they saw them. They saw them they saw their kids on the road walking inside bush. They were tied like goats, like sheep. This is getting out of hand. More than 200 people were kidnapped this morning. More than 200. And Amuli, she was so lucky to escape because they in secondary school that they didn't get to secondary school part. They got to the primary school section and they jumped fence.
They got to the primary school section. Primary school section where you have babies of 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. It is from that very section that they decided to kidnap babies. If Biafra Defense Forces were not available for you in Biafra land, what happened in St. Mary's Primary School today would have happened in Biafra land. What happened in St. Mary's Primary School today would have happened in Biafra land. Now, I am not saying I hear so. I am playing a video of a sister to a victim from that school. She said she called her mother to find out if her sister was also picked up by the Boko Haram terrorists. And the sister said she was able to jump through the fence and run out. And that they started the attack on the primary school section of the school while she is in the secondary school section. So when she had the beginning part of the thing very close to her, that is how she escaped. And she's giving you the testimony. And they are telling you what they saw with their eyes. And the Nigerian government will come out and tell you, it is a lie, it is a lie. Is it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is kidnapping them? Is it Biafra independence that is kidnapping them? You people say you are sentencing Biafra independence to death. You are sentencing Biafra independence to life imprisonment. Can you sentence Biafra independence to life imprisonment? Since 1960 to this very day, how many years has it been? Is it life independence or life imprisonment or death penalty that you give Biafra independence that still made them to arise again in Uwazirike's time, in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's time, in Simon Ekpa's time, in Okenkere's time? As all of you are here now, you have Biafra Defense Forces standing their ground to defend Biafra land. The life imprisonment that you gave Biafran people, why didn't it stop Biafra since 1960? Nonsense, people. The more you are talking about death sentence to Biafra independence or life imprisonment to Biafra independence, the more you are emboldening the Biafran people. Yes. The more you are pushing us to be more stronger and to have more confidence that we are fighting a legitimate cause and that we must get that independence by fire by force. Yes. When Showore was doing protests, we supported it wholeheartedly. We gave all the support because we saw it was a support in the right direction. Did you see the Igbo politicians or all the Biafran politicians come out? Showore was calling all of them out, tracking all of them out. They all went to hide their faces in shame. Soludo told you he doesn't support Biafra independence when they called him out. Did you see Hope Lesus? Did you see Alex Oti? Did you see any of them? You did not see any of them. So today that you hear that they say they are sentencing Biafra independence to life imprisonment and to death penalty. Why didn't you ask of Uzodinma? Uzodinma, where are you? Uzodinma, where are you? All of you have forgotten about Uzodinma. The people that signed the document and the paper that Omotosho read in the court yesterday, the people are Uzodinma, the people are Soludo, the people are Alex Oti, the people are Obonaya, the people are Umoeno, the people are Fubara, all the governors and senators and ministers that are of the Biafran extract. They are the people that signed the paper that they gave the verdict pronouncement of death penalty to Biafra independence, life imprisonment to Biafra independence. I want all of you not to forget this. Yes, because it is not about the chief judge or the judges that gathered in the room to carry out the script that was given to them that really matters. The people that matters most are those that wrote the script. Who wrote the script? Who signed the document? Who gave them the instructions and the mandate? Uzodinma is number one. Enyinanya Baribe is number two. Soludo is number three. Alex Oti is number four. Continue counting them. If Andy Uba of Andy, whether Mba or Uba of Enugu State, number four. Continue counting. Ogbonnaya of Ebonyi, 5. The one in Delta, 6. The one in Bayelsa, 7. The one in Rivers, 8. The one in Akwa Ibom, 9. The one in Cross River, 10. Which one remain? Where I never count. Which one remain where I never count? These are the people that wrote the script and signed the document of pronounce Biafra independence, death sentence yesterday. Pronounce Biafra independence, life imprisonment yesterday. Those are the people. The people that they gave the script to read, they only had to do the pronouncement on the script. Yes. The people they gave the script to read, they had to read the script the way it was given to them. While the main people that played the role of drafting the script, you did not see them in court. They were sitting down on television to watch and see your reaction and the pronouncement that is being made. Are you getting the point? That is what you need to understand. The politicians in Biafra land, which people led to the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Which people walk out to the imprisonment of Simon Ekpa? Which people are after killing all of us here today? One person photo is missing in this flyer. What's the name? Bianca Ojukwu. Bianca Ojukwu's face is missing on this flyer. And whoever drafted this flyer, please go and inculcate Bianca Ojukwu's face on this flyer. Yes. These are the people that drafted the document that they sent to the EU president to kill every Biafran that is part and parcel of Biafra Republic government in exile in Europe. This is what they did. That is why you saw our prime minister is in prison today. Because they did it and then they back up the evidence with that of Nigeria. It's like Nigerian government brought evidence against you. Then the people that also claim that they are also Biafrans like you and that they are also fighting for the same Biafra, that they are also Biafra like you. They also brought another evidence to prove the Nigerian terrorist government right, to validate what they said. That's what happened. And they were even ready, and they stood as evidence testimony inside court to testify. So, I want every Biafran to understand, if you know how to hunt down and hold these people responsible, do it. And if you don't know how to hold them responsible, support Biafra Defense Forces. Support Biafra de facto government in the homeland. Yes. All the governors and ministers in Biafra land. See, there's one thing you need to look at here. Sunday Igboho was what? To be kidnapped in Niger to Nigeria. Which people stormed the federal government? It was the elders of Yoruba land. And Obasanjo had to travel down there. Tinubu also played a role to see that Sunday Igboho was not kidnapped in Niger down to Nigeria under Buhari. All the Yoruba leaders, the senators, the ministers, they all stormed in. Do you see that? That is why when I listened to a video today, Portable was saying something. Portable said, Cubana chief priest, you went to go and kneel down and shake Tinubu, and you went for your personal gain, and you went for your personal interest, your own business contract, and you also collected money, but you did not remember to tell Tinubu that he must release your brother, Martin Nnamdi Kanu. And then now that Nigerian terrorist government of Tinubu have said death sentence to your brother, death sentence to Biafra, death sentence to Biafra independence, life imprisonment to Biafra, you now remember to come and tell the same Tinubu that he should release Nnamdi Kanu, that Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the Southeast. What happened to your brain when you went to visit Tinubu and you did not care about the same leader that you said is the leader of Southeast, but you only went for your pocket, your belly? What took you there? Are you getting the point? So, do not expect to see that the same people that wrote the script and gave to the lawyers will now be the one to come and release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are the one, you as a Biafran like me, you are the one that will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is something you need to understand here now. You see, a very good game was played yesterday. Because if the lawyers that were to read the script of yesterday were Igbo lawyers or Igbo justices or Hausa justices or Fulani justices, we would have said, hey, what is happening here? Oh? But do you know what? All the Igbo politicians that are behind the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that are behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must die, Biafra independence must die. They wrote the script from behind the scene and endorse it. Then they now give it to Yoruba justice, Yoruba judge, to be the one to pronounce it. Now, all your eyes are now on those Yoruba judges, right? But who are the people that wrote the script for these Yoruba judges? Who gave them the script? Who brought them to be the actor? Who drafted the script and handed it over to the Yoruba judges? Who told them to come and be the actor in the scene? Who brought them to be the movie actors? Who brought them in? The Igbo politicians. Bianca Ojukwu, Soludo, Alex Oti, Peter Mba, Hopeless Odema, all the Igbo politicians, they are the people that have been fighting against Biafra. They are the people that work for the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are the people that brought their own plane, which they use to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and bring him from Kenya to Nigeria. They are the people that have been signing papers and documents to bring Boko Haram terrorists down to Biafra land, where you hear Operation Python dance. I want to ask you, did Nigerian terrorist army know the house of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and know the members of IPOB in Afaroku? No, it is the politicians that we have that showed them the road to the house and where to go, how they have to go and kill. They told them, kill. When they brought Operation Python Dance, which people invited the Operation Python Dance to come? Did Abuja just sit down and then say the Python Dance must go? Oh, it is the willing tools governors, the slaves that you have, the senators and the ministers, that say you don't want to allow them to continue to eat Nigerian money. So they have to go and bring. I want all of you to understand something, because many of your brains have been shifted away from the Igbo terrorist politicians within the past 3 days now. Yes, because a script was properly written. The actors and the interpreters or the translators of the script were brought in from the Yoruba extract to do the reading of the script. And then you did not sit back to remember something again. Now all your eyes are on the Yoruba. Who wrote the script? Who wrote the script? Showore is from where? What language and which people has Showore been speaking? But Showore was brought out of prison because their Yoruba brothers canvassed to make sure he's out. Sunday Igbohu was also fighting for the same independence of Yoruba. Their brothers and their senators, even Tinubu that you see, Tinubu fought so hard to see that Sunday Igbohu was not kidnapped by BRGIE government to bring him down to Nigeria. When you see Tinubu's hunger with the northern terrorist caliphate, it is because he did not allow them to destroy Sunday Igbohu. Tinubu, when Tinubu came, is it not the same Tinubu that now removed Sunday Igbohu totally from the list of crimes that they called against him? So what happened and how was it done? It is their king's men that called him to order and say, you don't have to kill your fellow brother, your Yoruba brother, because of one Nigeria. Rather, let us join hands with you to be giving woto to the Fulani terrorists and their leaders. That is why you see that El-Rufai is fighting Tinubu today. Because all the policies that they said Muslim ticket, the expectations was that when they bring Tinubu in, every favor that Tinubu will do will be to the north. Yes, but now Tinubu is playing a game. The favoritism is majorly going to where? The Yoruba brothers and sisters. That is why you see every Yoruba brothers and sisters telling you Tinubu must come back for 2027 because it is their turn. Emilokon. And the Northerners are already tearing Tinubu's campaign for 2027. Are you getting the point? The question is, which people release Sunday Igbohu? It is the same Tinubu. They are king's men. Then which people now are telling Tinubu to kill every Biafran? It is our own politicians. I want all of you to come back and remember something. The script that was read yesterday in the court is a script that was written and endorsed and signed by Soludo, enyi nna ya abaribe, Osita Isunaso, Hope Uzodimma, Peter Mba, Ogbonnaya, Alex Oti, Bayelsa Governor, Delta Governor, Rivers Governor, Akwa Ibom Governor, Calabar Governor, because they all know that these are all the regions of Biafra. And that we have recaptured all our territories in our map. Are you getting the point? I want all of you to bring yourselves back and understand that your problem is not far-fetched. Bianca Ojukwu is inside there. And do you know what Bianca Ojukwu did today? Bianca Ojukwu came out and wrote today and said, hey, I just came back from Swansinsa, and I heard that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was pronounced life imprisonment yesterday. And she said, this is not what we had anticipated. This is not how they had expected to do it. How they had expected to do it was to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu totally. But she said, this is not how we had expected to do it. And then what did she say? She's now calling for you people to come and do what? And continue to work for one Nigeria. Have you all seen the tweet? Let me bring the tweet. And after now, anybody that wants to call in, the line will be open. And I think we'll be hearing from our APM, because he said he's very much available to talk to Biafran, so he will come in. Bianca, where is the useless name? Bianca Ojukwu. Okay, here we go. I want you all to look at Bianca Ojukwu's nonsense. I want you all to look at Bianca Ojukwu's nonsense, so that you see all the slaves that you have in Biafra land. You all need to see all the slaves that you have in Biafra land. I have to do it very sharp because our honorable APM is getting prepared to give a fire to the enemies of Biafra. All of you should look at this. Oh. Bianca said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sentenced on 20th November. Bianca said, I have just returned from Zanzibar, Tanzania, where I have been for the past 5 days on intact monitoring exercise to the sad news of the conviction and sentencing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on terrorism charges. This is not the outcome we anticipated. Because what they anticipated was what? To kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and kill Biafra, totally. So she is not very happy that they did not pronounce the death sentence for them to go and hang him in the cross immediately. So she is very angry. Then, what did she now go ahead to do? She now go ahead to start preaching the unity of one Nigeria. Listen, this is somebody some of you claim was the concubine or the wife of our eternal leader. But to me, I say maybe she was available because of the spoils of war. Listen, just look at how she's going to start preaching unity of one Nigeria now. She's now telling you, there comes a time in history of our people when there is need for calm. I therefore advise Ndi Igbo and Nigerians as a whole that such a period is now. Can you hear that? There is utmost need to exercise restraint in response to this situation. All actions which could be deemed incendiary and which might escalate the situation at home or in the diaspora should be curtailed. A word is enough for the wise. Can you hear Bianca Ono? Can you hear Bianca Tinubu? Can you hear Bianca Shetima? Hi, Alomero. Listen, this situation requires careful reflection and constructive dialogue involving all Igbo stakeholders. Did you hear that? The same Igbo stakeholders that played the script that was read yesterday. The same Igbo stakeholders that played the script of the kidnap of Martin Nnamdi and the imprisonment of Simon Ekpa. The same Igbo stakeholders, governors and senators and members of House of Representatives, the clergy, the traditional rulers, the politicians, the businessmen, the government authorities that collectively have Southeast governors meeting, and they have a resolution, and then they bring Operation Python Dance to come and kill all of you in your houses and kill you in the street. Because of what? Because of Biafra independence. So Bianca Ojukwu is just kind of elaborating or mentioning the names of all the people that they have been working together to see that Biafra is sentenced to death, that Biafra is sentenced to life imprisonment. Listen, she went on to tell you the most effective path toward resolution of this crisis is dialogue. The quest for mutual coexistence. Listen, the quest for mutual coexistence of Ndi Igbo in Nigeria with justice, equity, and dignity is a commitment which requires our collective resolve. And maintaining peace and order is essential to ensuring the security of all citizens, regardless of tribal. Do you now understand what is happening here now? Bianca is now preaching the unity of one Nigeria, that Ndi Igbo should all collectively abandon Biafra and then put your head to work for one Nigeria so that Nigeria will remain as one. That is the advocacy of Bianca. This is just to validate that she and all these people that she called names, the politicians, the traditional rulers, the senators, the governors, the House of Rep members, that they had done so well and worked very well to see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, Simon Ekpa was imprisoned, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also was imprisoned, and also now that they must end Biafra. That is what they are trying to explain to you and to make you understand here, because it is final script. And what are they telling you? I would like to reassure Ndi Igbo, Nigerians and foreign partners, that there are still process of resolving this in per se in a manner that reduces national anxiety and social trauma. I oblige everyone. Just look at who is now talking. He said, now is the time for us to put our hands on the deck to make Nigeria to work. Hey! Bianca Ojukwu. Bianca Ojukwu is now the one advising you people after laying the path to the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and to the imprisonment of Simon Ekpa. It is very shameful to see that the person that is now addressing you people is Bianca Shetima. Very, very shameful. Very, very shameful. So if Bianca Shetima is now the one speaking for you people and coming to give you press release on behalf of all the Igbo criminal politicians, you should understand the message. Bianca is coming to give you message on behalf of Tinubu, on behalf of Soludo, on behalf of Uzodimma, on behalf of Peter Mba, on behalf of Obonnaya, on behalf of the one you have in River State, the one you have in Delta, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River. Bianca is coming to give you a conclusive report of the decision that they took to the script that was read by the Yoruba judges. So, as we look at the Yoruba judges that decided to be the willing tools to be used to pronounce the death of Biafra independence and death penalty for Biafra independence, You need to remember that the people that wrote that script and gave to the Yoruba judges are who? The Igbo politicians. And Bianca just enumerated all of them. Bianca just told you that these are all of us that wrote the script. Bianca told you that all of us that wrote the script of the Igbo extract, that we are, he said, all the Igbo stakeholders, all the governors, all the senators, all the members of the House of Reps, the clergymen, the traditional rulers, the politicians, the business people. Aha. Did you hear when they say the business people? The business people, then you now get to hear of Obi Kubana. Yes, all of them because of their business. Because Obi Kubana went to visit Tinubu, but he did not ask or say anything about say anything about Onyendu or say anything about Biafra. But what was he saying? Obi Kubana went for his personal belly, personal pocket. Then he signed his paper for his business and got what he wanted to get. Then when it is now time, I think the thing sweet when what is it called? Portable. When Portable was saying the thing sweet for Portable mouth. Let me see if we can put Portable the way he was saying it before APM would take the stage. Portable was saying it with his mouth. Let's see whether we can get Portable. Okay, okay,
We'll go snap picture.
okay.
You know, remember, me tell Baba Tinubu, me they release your brother. Now your belly go. Koda, you first go fight for your belly. Where you go, Baba Tinubu house? I been in office. We'll go snap picture. You know, remember, me tell Baba Tinubu, me they release your brother. Now your belly go fight for. Your big belly. Now wetin you dey one shop, na you first go fight for. You fight for your belly. Now, so now you talk say Tinubu no go see 10,000 vote abi 10,000 followers. You dey play. Wey dem go use money buy your people. Dey play. Your people go collect money, no be dem go fight for their belle. You wey you forget your brother. You forget your brother wey dey prison.
Yeah.
You go Baba Tinubu go snap
Okay.
picture collect money.
Okay.
You collect money abi you no collect money. You collect contract abi you no collect contract.
Okay.
You snap picture abi you no snap. You
Okay.
collect money abi you no collect money. You collect contract abi you no collect contract.
Okay.
You snap picture abi you no snap picture.
Ask
You
am.
dobale abi you no dobale. Now you no remember me tell Baba Tinubu say your brother dey prison. Make dem release your brother. No worry. Na there make you sit down make you talk say you better pray. Okay, now you dey say if you no reach that time. You wey you forget your brother wey no be your belle you run for.
Okay.
You first talk about how your belle go take be.
Yes.
She prisike.
Yeah.
Dey play. Who tell you say Baba Tinubu no go see vote? Baba Tinubu go do another one. You know him say before Baba Tinubu come Boko Haram don dey. So ẹgbàgbé Boko Haram ti wà. Terrorists don dey before Tinubu come, before Tinubu dey. So
These are the people that are good in dealing with some of you. You see, he told you the gospel truth, even as he's speaking like a drunk, but he's telling you the truth to Obi Kubana and all our business brothers. They will go meet Tinubu, shake hands, collect everything. But you don't remember Mazin Namdekano. You only go to sign paper for business and look for what you want to eat. Then after you see Mazin Namdekano has been imprisoned, when all of you all know that you don't want Biafra to come so that your business will continue, your criminality of business will continue. You sign documents that they should kill him and kill Biafrans. Anyway, a very big thank you to all Biafrans, and we have our Honorable APM in the house, His Excellency, the man that is causing so much trouble for one Nigeria. And when you see him in Washington, D.C., you know that that is the man with swag. That is the man that is causing so much turmoil for one Nigeria. What this man has done is what people have not been able to do for years. Yes, he has done wonders in just few months of his leadership. With all the attack and with everything that has come against him, you don't see him dwindle. You don't see him give up. If now many of them for don't run enter bush since, but this is a man of resilience. This is a man that stands his ground. This is the same man that you people say want to kill our PM. But this is the same man that is taking PM matter to Washington, D.C. to discuss with all the lawmakers to see to his release. You people say you want to kill Onyendu, but it's the same person that is taking Onyendu and PM Matter Simon Eba to Washington, D.C., discussing with all the lawmakers every day for them to hear what Nigeria have done. So without wasting too much time, because I don't know how to gratify this man or to tell him thank you that it will equate what he has done. No, I don't know the word that I can use to describe. But I just pray that God will continue to bless him and enrich him with wisdom and give him more strength and enablement for him to face the bigger task that is ahead of him, because the responsibility in his hand now has increased more than what he had before. So Biafran people, join me to welcome His Excellency, the acting Prime Minister of the Biafran people, and he will also have to introduce his famous guest. Thank you, APM, and you has taken the stage, so do well to introduce your guest so that I can bring your guest to the studio as well. Over to you, APM. There was sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Information, Mazi Sonia Barawa. Since yesterday, some of us, first of all, greeting our fellow Biafrans. We appreciate everyone. We appreciate our leaders, and we will remain strong. They cannot break our spirit. And no matter what, the terrorist state of Nigeria with her allies cannot take our freedom away from us. It's a promise. This man they're looking at here, Mazio Gechukunkere. Let me refresh some of our memory. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, when crazy in the era, when mad people like him join the struggle, Biafra will come. I'm crazy. I am very mad for freedom. Let me welcome my very good friend and a partner. I call him a partner. We see almost every day. We even sometime 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. we still talking about issue of our freedom. Never a time for the past 1 year that we discuss outside Biafra. It's all about the benefit and freedom of Biafran people. Please, Elias.
Yeah, I turned off my phone. My apologies.
You are welcome to the show tonight. And I think next week you also have a podcast going on. So this is probably going to be like part of preview of it. You are welcome, Biafran people. I'm happy to have you today. I personally am grateful for the opportunity. You walk around the clock. I don't know what lobby in this world that you will hire that will work for you 24 hours, Biafra people. We need to appreciate those that have come and sacrificed to fight for freedom of Biafra. Mercury, the former lobby that was hired by when this movement used to be under IPOB. IPOB is mean indigenous people of Biafra. By then, we don't have a government. And you cannot use a mere group of people or a mere organization to lobby US government. That is why they did not succeed after spending that huge amount of money. You can only lobby US government with government, especially if it is issue that relate to the people or a particular country, or just like us that is fighting for our freedom. Because we now have a government, that is why we find it very easy to get to the heart of United States of America. But if we have still proceed with the same process of IPOB group or the same pattern years ago, we will not succeed. IPOB at the time hired two different lobby, two different contracts, actually two of three. I believe the last one is Bruce Fine, who is not even a lobby. We are glad to have you, Elias. Welcome to this evening broadcast or show. I think we'll be talking about what happened yesterday and what we expect. And I also want your input on like what we need to do. My fellow citizen, the harder the Nigerian terrorist government come, the harder will become. We have the template and we know or have what it takes to give us our freedom. We all need to come on board and support. Now that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is sentenced, you see this evil woman, Bianca, who was just a few days ago here in Washington, D.C., parading her evil self to destroy the Biafra movement. She's working with the Nigerian terrorist state. She quick to make a comment. That is, the sentencing is not what they expect. What did she expect? She never want our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu to be released. She actually wants him dead. He's the same evil woman that ran to Finland so that Mazi Simon can be in prison. Evil people everywhere. Biafra, know your problem. Deal with your problem. Hold those accountable wherever they are. You, my fellow citizens, know where they are. I don't have to tell you how to do it. I believe you know what to do. Rise up. Wake up. Fight. Fight for your freedom. Don't give up. No retreat, no surrender. If you retreat, you surrender. Then what happened from 1967 to 1970? Our fallen heroes will never forgive us. Our loved ones that were massacred, starved to death. Just imagine, over 3,000 children were starved to death. If that don't touches you, are you a true Biafran? As I'm speaking, there's ongoing war in Biafra land today, which the fake news medias from CNN to BBC to Arise channel, they don't report it. The same playbook of what happened during the genocidal war. They refuse to report to the world what is happening. But we Biafran people are doing everything we can on social media to expose this evil country called Nigeria. We would destroy Nigeria from Washington. As you all have seen, they are attacking BRGIE. They are attacking me. They are attacking our wonderful friend here, Elias. Because he's our friend. He's more than a friend and more than a co-partner. We work together. They are attacking us, going gaga, going crazy. Elias, I think you're going to talk more when you come and tell Biafran people how these Nigerian terrorists will make them go crazy. I don't even know why they wake up very late. They didn't see it coming. When we were cooking this for over a year, they did not know. They quickly run to Finland. Even whatever they have done, we are still pushing. And if they think trying to imprison our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the useless life sentences they're talking about, which we not stand. Our activity here from United States of America with the sanctions and condemnation by the international community, Nigeria will be disgraced. That we have no any other option than to release him. It's a promise. And for those that have worked with this terrorist country to imprison our leader, we will hold them accountable one way or the other. The land of Biafra will not contain us, we and them. They better leave Biafra land. It's not a threat, it's a promise. You reap what you sow. If you do good, you will be rewarded with good. If you do bad, you will be rewarded with bad. If you commit crime, you face the consequences. There's always two sides of the coin. All of them from Bianca, all the evil that have colluded, Kanunta, I hope you are happy now. That's what you wishes for over how many years? All of you are happy now. All these lawyers that have been deceiving us, I hope they are speaking now. I hope all the illegitimate evil governors. Oh my, how do you feel seeing your fellow brother imprisoned by your enemy? Soludo, how do you feel? Mba, I hope you can sleep good. Oti, how do you feel? What happened to Sunday, Igbo? Why didn't the same country imprison him? What happened to Shekumi? Sheku or Shekumi, all these terrorists, sometimes their name not really relevant. All these terrorists that have identified themselves, all those that are working with the terrorists like Sheku Gumi or something, why haven't Nigerian terrorist state imprisoned them? All these terrorists that have been having meeting, negotiating with the Nigerian government, why haven't they been imprisoned? Both the ones that they integrate to their military. Biafrans, wake up. It's a disgrace and it's a show of force. They are intimidating us, looking down on us. Rise up. Rise up. Do that which is right. Your freedom is in your hand. It will not be given to you. You have to fight for your freedom. But as long as I live, as long as we live, we will revenge. We will not forgive unless if they want us to forgive and do the right thing. We will come after every saboteur, both home and abroad. We pay. And for those that thought we have let loose of them, you're going nowhere. We'll cage you back very soon so that you can make sure you don't destroy what we are doing. Elias, welcome. You can go ahead and have one of your few words to Biafrans and the way forward. And I believe, we all believe there is hope, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We can hear that from Washington, D.C. yesterday by our congressman here, James, the one we are seeing the picture, a great man, a man of faith, a man who believes in justice, the way he spoke out boldly, using the imprisonment of leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu as a case study to educate United States of America. The reason why they shouldn't fund Nigeria or support Nigeria. Elias, I think you can share a little bit light on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here to address the Biafran people. I want to say that we are making historic strides, and from Washington, D.C., we have brought Nigeria to its knees. We have broken Nigeria diplomatically. The pressure of the U.S. government is breaking that country, and it's weakening that country. And if we continue, and concurrently, the U.S. government supports Biafra, and it is moving in that direction already. There's been the discussion about the Christian genocide narrative, which we've been amplifying, we've been supporting. There's now discussion about Biafra as well by top people here in Washington, D.C. You've seen statements by individuals like Walid Perez, who's a longtime foreign policy advisor to President Trump and other senior Republican presidential candidates. You've seen, even outside the United States, the statements from Gunther and other eminent officials. So we are at a historic point, and I think Biafra is no longer a dream or an aspiration, but it is a reality. And I think now it's going to come quicker or sooner than people think, and to be honest, even sooner than I thought. I think we're moving at a fast pace that I don't think anyone could have anticipated. So I want those to know who who always yearned for Biafra but thought that it was never realistic, that it is now at our doorstep. We're very close. And, there's certain things that we publicize, but there are a lot of very high level things we don't publicize because they're too high level and too sensitive. So I can assure you that we're discussing the Biafra issue at the highest levels of the U.S. government. There's a lot of support, a lot of sympathy. A lot of interesting ideas are being shared with us and vice versa, and we're having those conversations, which we can't divulge, but very interesting conversations are being had regarding our collaboration. And so Nigeria is panicking. That's why they're attacking me. Senior Nigerian officials have called me criminal, the senior advisor to Tinubu. Other ones have attacked me. It seems like every other day, different Nigerian ministers attack me, BRGIE, or the acting prime minister. And this shows you that the government of Nigeria knows who the real players are, who the serious people are. They're attacking us. They're not attacking, iPod, DOS, BGC, whatever, all these names. I think it's understood by everyone that the Biafra government is the only real player in town, whether that's the U.S. government or our adversary, the government of Nigeria. And so I think we're in a historic path. And you see the influence that we have. You see the success of our education campaign. People that the prime minister, the acting prime minister, has met with are discussing Biafra. The acting prime minister met with Congressman John James in the past, and in the recent congressional hearing, Congressman James condemned the outrageous conviction and sentence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Which is historic. Things like this did not happen in the past in congressional hearings. So now, not just Christian genocide, but Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, these things are now being openly talked about in internationally televised U.S. congressional hearings. So we're getting very close. We just need the Biafrans to support the Biafra government. And the goal is very close by. So the most important thing I can encourage Biafrans is to not get distracted and to just stay focused and support the Biafra government. Our goal is really truly at hand. We're not far off at all. We're very close, and I'm very proud of what we've done. And Mr. Acting Prime Minister, you've been both a great friend and a partner, and it's an honor to be with you. And I know the Nigerian government is going to go very gaga because you, Mr. Acting Prime Minister, have become a very influential voice here in Washington. So the Nigerians, I think they're aware that there's nothing they can do against us here in the United States, which I think will make them go more crazy. So I'm sure over time, the Nigerian government will go more and more crazy and more lunatic. And they should, because we're going to be victorious in the end. And I also, again, want to offer my sympathies to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on his outrageous conviction and imprisonment with the life sentence. It's absolutely outrageous. He's the Nelson Mandela of our time. And like Nelson Mandela, we will help and be instrumental in his release. What helped Nelson Mandela in his release was the pressure of the international community, the pressure of the U.S. government on the apartheid government of South Africa. Similarly, with our influence with the U.S. government, with our growing voice in the international community, I'm sure that similar to the campaign to free Nelson Mandela, we could have a similar campaign for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we will be able to secure his release. This is not a legal issue. Whatever legal charges that the Nigerian government has come up with are completely nonsensical. Nigeria doesn't even have the jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom they illegally kidnapped. This is completely a political persecution with bogus charges. And as such, the solution will be political. And the pressure of the U.S. government and the international community I believe, ultimately will be successful in the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I just want to express my sympathies to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the people of Biafra, who I know have been very devastated by the news, as have I and anyone of good conscience. So I just want to be here today to give you my greetings. Unfortunately, I will have to go for another engagement, but I just want to stop by, even if briefly, to pay my respects to His Excellency, the Acting Prime Minister, to the Honorable Information Minister, all the ministers in the government, and also our wonderful BRGIE supporters and the Biafran people. So thank you. It's an honor to be your voice in Washington with His Excellency, the Acting Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elias. Thank you. We appreciate what you are doing, and together we'll come out victorious. And just as you said, I think we have had this conversation several times on the speed that we are moving, so we have been very, very close. Just like you said, there's some very sensitive engagement meetings that we have had that we can't just be in public domain for now until the appropriate time. But all I can tell my fellow citizens is that Biafra is here. It's in our doorstep. So we just have to grab it, do what is right. And whoever that come to disrupt or stop us from getting to our destination, we will hold that person accountable. So because we are not playing, we are not joking. We will be more brutal. We will go as hard like never before. Because this country, this great country called Nigeria, they are so barbaric. They don't give a damn. They don't care. They don't care. They don't know how to negotiate. They don't know how to make things work. At first, when President Trump threatened Nigeria and that, were gone ablaze, if Nigeria had been a country that know how to engage with international community or do the right thing, all they will do, they will say, okay, they will make amend and redirect their course, but rather they try to fight it and shake it out like, oh, nothing is happening. There is no genocide, even to the extent their foreign affairs minister was lying on a Per Morgan show just a few days ago when he said that for the past 5 years, only 177 or 70 something people were killed. And so that tells you the kind of country Nigeria is. Nigeria is not a country. That's just the fact. Thank you, Elias. I don't want to hold you up so that you can leave. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you. I would be here for many more hours because I love these shows and engagements and interviews that we do. The only thing is, unfortunately, I have another engagement I must go to, but it's an honor to be here. And my respects to our wonderful and spectacular Minister of Information, Sani Akbarwala. Good to see you, my dear friend. Always good to see you as always. We're so lucky to have you. And so blessed to have you, and you've been, been with us through these very tough, through the toughest times, and you've always been a voice of sanity and reason and common sense, as has the acting prime minister. So we're so lucky and to have you, and I know many Biafrans feel the same way. And look, if Nigeria is going crazy now, I'll leave on this note. If Nigeria is going crazy now, believe you me, next few weeks and months, I think some of them will start having heart attacks. That's all I can say. Or some of them will be fainting. So, we have a lot in store for them. And the acting prime minister knows what I'm talking about. So, anyhow, great to be with you. And not only Nigerian officials, but also all these Biafran saboteurs. some of them are going to be fainting when they see what's about to come. So anyhow, wonderful to see you, my friends, and our wonderful Biafran friends who are watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Have a
Elias.
wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elias. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
My fellow citizens, Biafrans, where do we go from here now? Those of you that have been sitting on the fence, waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he's released before you do.
Our APM's network went down. Okay. Yeah, APM, your network went down.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Biafrans, our enemies, they have laid ambush on us. They are watching us. They monitor our body movement. They want to know how we respond. My fellow citizens, what is the way forward? The way forward is for us to fund our freedom. The key to liberate our land lies on funding. With funding, we can do more. We can knock more doors in Washington, D.C. We can lobby more. We can give the Nigerian terrorist state water. We can fight them, match them with whatever they come with. The pressure from Washington, D.C., and the pressure of how we'll be fighting them brutally, they have no choice than to come and negotiate and release our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And for our leader siblings, the lawyers, every other groups, what is the way forward? I received a call today from one Igbo group. I'm not going to mention this Igbo group. I'm from the country. It happened today, a few hours ago, that they are ready to join what we are doing. Yes, that's a good call today. That they are ready to join what we are doing, that we'll hear from them. I'm not going to mention the country, just in case they watch. Yes, that they have been following an Igbo group from a particular country call, put a call across. More is expected. We are Biafrans. Let's set our differences apart and save our dear life. Save our country. Don't even save mine. You can take my own life, but save the life of the innocent women, children, Biafran people. Take mine, save Biafran people. Then if you don't want to live, if you don't want to save yours, save your beloved dear family. I don't mind sacrificing for Biafra. When Jesus Christ came down here on earth, he sacrificed. People have sacrificed themselves to save others. It's not a big deal. If you come to that, so be it. If you all watch Titanic, whether the story is true or not, some sacrifice themselves, even the last boat that they're supposed to escape with. they decide to drown with the big, gigantic Titanic ship. It's better we sacrifice for our people. It's a good thing. There is always reward, and we believe we will live again, one way or the other. What will you profit you, like Obi Kubana and others, to let your village be overrun by your enemy, and you will be somewhere in Kabashan, pumping champagne, throwing parties, enjoying your lives, while your village is wiped out. Then when you're done without your madness, when you get back to your village, you will find out that your village is already occupied by these invaders. What will you do? You will have no choice, either to live by their demand or you disappear. Go back to your Kabanchan. Is that what you want? Then somebody like Obi Kubana or Chief Priest, you come back home. If name of your village is in Port Street, the village name will be renamed to, what is this, their name? Osmadam Fodio something name. Or Omwa here will be renamed, what is all these Islamic names? Shetima.
Or Nahiru.
Nahiru. Or Nisha, they will turn on Nisha and name it Dangote. Instead of your red cap, they will change it to black cap. Instead of the normal masquerade, women will be wearing masquerade, black. Every woman with their black masquerade, parading. When you see your wife walk past you, you don't even know that's your wife because you can't see the face of that masquerade. Yet they will turn the women, our mothers, sisters, to masquerade. Because in our culture, it's only masquerade that cover their whole full body. You can't even see the face. Is that what you want? Biafran people, Biafra is here. This is injury time for those that play sports. When it's injury time, you see both teams are doing everything they can to score the winning goal. Nigeria is like Titanic about to sink. Nigeria is collapsing every day, gradually. Let's help Nigeria collapse so we can be free. Support your freedom. We are wise people, we know what to do. But we don't want to allow our wiseness to turn us to be cowards. Biafra is trending. Just like Elias said earlier, it's not common to see a member of Congress to make a reference, just like Congressman James did, to make a reference to the kind of injustice towards the Biafran Christian people. He brought it in to ask the United States of America for them to see what they just did to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What Congressman James actually did is to ask United States of America, is it a country like Nigeria they should support? Country that any support they will get from United States of America They will use it to kill the innocent citizens, Biafran Christians and Nigerian Christians. They will use the taxpayers of America to fund this terrorism if America happen to, one way or the other way, give Nigeria aid of any type. Thank you. We don't want to, I know we are, Honorable Minister of Information have already spent over 2 hours before this we join. Every sabo will be held accountable. It doesn't matter how you sabotage. It's better you desist from sabotaging. Whether you are in the lawyer group, whether you are in those groups that deceive our leader or work against what we are doing, repent. Whether you are in the Nigerian political elite class like Soludo to Obi, Peter Obi, I hope all of you are smiling, waiting for 2027. That 2027 will take all of you ahead. That all of you evil people are waiting for or wishing for will happen to all of you. Please follow Biafrans. Our website is open 24/7. Biafra Republic Government.org. Donate. Donate for your freedom. Fund your freedom. We have some of our citizens today that have been doing what is right, doing the needful by funding, supporting financially. I'm not going to call their name. We appreciate you. You know who you are. Please, if you haven't support Biafra is here. If you don't feel it from Washington yesterday, I don't know if you live in this planet Earth. For member of US lawmakers to talk about what just happened in Nigeria, how they oppress the Biafran Christian, how their law operate a lawless country without due process. If you are not saying it, if you are not feeling it, you have a problem. And for those that want to speak up like Obi Kubana, chief priest, even this evil woman called Bianca, now they are speaking. Bianca, we haven't heard your voice. We share. Your family, I don't know how your parents brought you up. You from a cursed family, Bianca. Evil people. The land of Biafra will work against you and your family. Because this pain will not forgive unless you repent. Please, if you want to support Anonymous, contact the Minister of Information or go to our website. If you don't want to use your real email or point of contact, just provide any means we can contact you. Support your freedom, support financially. The land of Biafra will bless you. We will never forget you. And you will always remain in the good book of Biafra. I pity the evil ones. What Rollins did in Ghana is a shite play. I got peeled. This pain. Yesterday, when I was interviewed by a press, by some journalists, I'm not going to mention their name, before the hearing, they refer to some of the image always online, and I let them know this image of Biafran's children that have been starved during the genocidal war. If image like that don't break your heart, don't make you want to shed tears, who are you? And this image, these pictures, you are seeing the image, the children you are seeing there are your family members, are Biafrans. Thank you from here. Please fund your freedom tomorrow. It's our fundraising, the exercise, what we have been doing for years to support our freedom. Kindly support, kindly support. There's a lot cooking. There is a lot happening. You just heard from Elias. There's things we don't say on air, but Nigerian government, they are getting some intel about some things that they too don't want to say on air. They don't want to let Nigerians freak out. We are dealing with them, and we are very close. Thank you from here. Thank you very much. We appreciate everyone. Please stand strong. Don't let anything break your heart. Don't let your spirit be weakened. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they cannot force him to betray Biafra. What happened during the time of Owazurike is because all those that are shouting Owazurike, Owazurike, surrender. But in this time of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are even worsening, stronger, doing things. Why this useless court of Nigeria is there yesterday, doing this, their shenanigans. We are in Washington, D.C., dealing with them. Thank you, thank you, thank you all very much. What we are doing is what we release our two great leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon from Finland. And for those of you that are thinking we forget about Mazi Simon from Finland, you are joking. Last week he actually do, as usual, ask about how Biafrans do. And at the same time, he believes what we are doing in Washington will secure his release. He believes in Washington strongly. With due respect, everything we did in Finland is the respect we have for him. But Washington, D.C. have a big role to play. A lot will happen from Washington, D.C. Probably this coming year. We might be, if you're in Europe or any part of the world, just be preparing. You might be asked to come to Washington, D.C. for a showdown. Things will happen in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. lead the rest
Others
of the world. Follow.
follow.
Any country, whether it is Switzerland, where Mamadu is, if they want to lead, let them lead, let us follow. We never see them step up. We never see no parliament from Switzerland talk about Biafra. It's not happening from there. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's no one's fault. It is just what it is. America lead. If you don't like it, go and hug Transformer. No any other country in the world. Why what is happening yesterday is happening? How many countries in the world that you see proscribing Nigeria yesterday? How many countries in the world or lawmakers you see from their parliament talking about the sentencing or condemning it? But America yesterday was condemning it in their own capital. What does that tell you? America is the center stage. Everything will be corrected. Both those that are parading themselves, they declare and come back up and down, declare. US will correct it. If you don't like it, go and jump inside lagoon. Thank you. Ndewo.
Thank you, APM. Thank you. And Biafran people, here is our flyer for the fundraising tomorrow. And looking at what one Nigeria have just done by displaying their stupidity, I think this our flyer will display our supreme leader going forward so that you will be seeing his face. Yes, because they have helped you to push his picture now to everywhere. So Biafran people, tomorrow please turn into the fundraising. And we are going to change this our flyer going forward so that you will see the face of our supreme leader very big in this flyer. You can't stop Biafra independence by pronouncing death sentence to our supreme leader.
No.
You can't.
These people, they are daring us. No one have Dangote. You and your people don't have monopoly of violence. Don't have monopoly to just sentence whoever you want to sentence because he asked for freedom, because he asked for fair share, because he wants a good governance. Shame on you, shithole Nigeria. Dangote, all these people, I don't know how they sleep. Shithole disgrace. Disgrace country. Some are still celebrating Nigeria. Whoever celebrating Nigeria, we don't have no any other weapon than the weapon we have is to say, let Nigeria happen to you. You are something will be dealing. You don't even know what you will be dealing with. Let Nigeria happen to you, so you can enjoy Nigeria. One, you will enjoy the terrorism of Nigeria. You will enjoy the bad governance of Nigeria. You will enjoy every evil every package that comes with Nigeria. No good education, no good hospital, no good infrastructure, no sewage system, no electricity, corruption, bribery, kidnapping. Hey, in one country. And with 22 terrorist groups, and more is coming up. Nigeria is the head office of terrorists. Thank you, Minister of Information.
Thank you,
Your
APM.
time is up, right?
Yes, so we have to draw the curtain. Thank you so much, APM, for
Thank
taking out
you.
your time out of your tight schedule. And we salute all Biafrans. Please log into.
Please, Biafra, join the space tomorrow again. No, tomorrow before the town hall fundraising. Join the space. Our space will be running a little bit longer with the experiment of today. A lot of Biafrans tuning as well. Minister of Information, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please join the space. It's happening there. And remember, because of the recent activity, a lot of lawmakers from US, they are following, and a lot of us subscribe to them. So they are following, and we always tag them. So please join the space, and they listen, they follow, they know, they are familiar with what is happening, and we need to start making it happen. And if you have not subscribed, if you have not have an account of True Social, please kindly go create account True Social, so that a lot of these heavyweight lawmakers, they also on True Social, just like Twitter. So please also have a True Social account. Honorable Minister of Information, we also going to find way to be active on True Social.
I'm already there on Truth.
A lot of, and we'll be hosting space on there as well. A lot of dignitaries are there as well. Please, if you have not have account, True Social account, kindly do that. It's very important. You might want to display it for those that are not familiar with it. If you can, please, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, let me display the Truth Social on. This is a Truth Social.
It's just like Twitter.
Just like Twitter.
Yeah, but it's a lot of more high-profile dignitary there. Because what we are doing, we already now in politicking, so we have to make sure we get all the news and pass our news as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ABM. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all your friends, and see you all in the fundraising tomorrow. Thank you so much. There will.
No.